YouTube, and welcome back to Bald Man Reacts. I got contacted by Patrick, the guitar player for the band BatAAR. They are a Swedish visual kei band. That's right, they are a Swedish visual kei band. And they have their new track, Devour, out. I want to check it out. Devour were reformed in 2016 in Sweden. They've released 2 singles before having the song Vrede featured on the Tekken 7 soundtrack, which is pretty awesome. They recently released Devour, but because it was not up to YouTube's guidelines, it was banned. So, they had to edit it. Apparently you can pick it up on iTunes. I don't know how it sounds. I haven't heard it yet. You guys are getting my first impressions here. So let's check them out. I have not heard the band before. The band is BatAAR. The track is Devour. And here we go. Alright. Certainly a punk edge. Big wah-drenched guitar accents here. Definitely get a bit of that chord influence with the dissonant and harmonies going on guitar-wise. They've got a really strong American nu metal edge. A lot of those familiar grooves. Give me something to feel a shit about. Draw my lines on the fire. Certainly a bit theatrical and dramatic in the video presentation here. We have nothing to lose but our I like the riffs, they're incredibly familiar. Some of the shifting was a little disturbing, but the chorus is huge. It's a nice transition. Really like his clean. A lot of vocal layering going on there. It's interesting, they come out of that nu metal and shift into that very Swedish melodic riffing. Interesting vocal effects going on there. Riffing is very tight until it's gated. The grooves are really strong, and I think that's the easiest thing that really keeps you hooked. It's a good shift again with those melodies. The vocal here almost reminds me of 3 Days Grace. Very polished. You certainly get a lot of the Slipknot in there as well. Really nice solo. Like the way he opened it. Some interesting effects on his lead tone. I like the riff going on under the solo. It's a good choice. but I wish he would have done more with it. Alright. That was Devour by the band BatAAR. Honestly, I'm kind of glad it was edited and censored a bit, because that might have been a bit too much for me in the grotesque looking for impact extreme. Overall, I enjoy the track. You certainly get a lot of the American nu metal influences that a lot of Japanese visual kei pull from. It starts out kind of punkish, but immediately it jumps into that very Slipknot, Korn-like feel. You get some of those early dissonant guitar harmonies and guitar melodies going on. There are points where it definitely gets into familiar Swedish melodeath territory with some of the melodically heavy riffs they're going after. I like his aggressives. I might have been a little happier without some of the vocal effects. I don't feel like his voice needed some of the effects they drenched. I know they're going after it for effect, but to me, I'm really picky about what vocal effects get used and how obvious they are. And he's got a really, really strong voice. So while they're going after that kind of nu metal feel, and some of that definitely had vocal effects on it, he's got such a good voice that he didn't necessarily need it. But I still enjoyed the vocal. The choruses are sugary sweet. They're certainly something you would expect to hear in Newer Gazette or Misha Bray or a couple of the others out there that I've heard recently. They're certainly familiar, but they're sugary sweet. They're very accessible, and I like the gang vocal. I like the different melodies. The solo, well, I'm picky about solos, and it was well played, but it was just a couple of bars, and it was just kind of a melody line. If you're good, I'm of the opinion, truly, and it's personal preference here completely. If you're gonna step into a solo, then solo. You know, let go, let a couple of nice, tasty licks go through. You don't have to really shred, but you know, if you're gonna build a solo section into a track, solo. Don't just pull a Kurt Cobain. Nothing wrong with the guy, but I grew up with Jason Becker and Alex Skolnick and Marty Friedman and Yngwie. And those guys. More is more, man. More is more. Overall, if you're a fan of VK and you're looking for visual kei that isn't Japanese, you're probably going to like it. If you're looking for something else that's going to bridge the gap between some of your favorite VK releases, you're probably going to like it too. I find it to be enjoyable. You can certainly hear the influences, both Japanese and American and European. And I do want to hear more. I really do. Because I really like the guy's voice. And I think he's very talented. And musically, they're all really good players. Of course, they did have Nolly from Periphery on bass, and he's an absolute monster. He's just an incredibly talented player. So getting him for session work is never a bad thing if you can afford it. Overall, I appreciate it. It's certainly an enjoyable track. I don't personally believe that I would shell out for the censored version, because the uncensored version, I think the censored version is just fine enough for my taste as far as that kind of graphic content goes. I don't need to see another human being fed pieces of a human being. I'm good with that. I'm good with it being alluded to or being covered up as opposed to actually seeing it. But I Really dig the track. Thank you, man. Thank you for the chance to check you guys out. I do appreciate it. As usual, their social media links will be in the description below. Please go check them out if you like them. Let them know Baldman said hi. Thank you, guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you to my law enforcement, military, veterans, and first responders for what you do every single day. As always, you have been awesome. I have been Baldman. See you in the next one. Be excellent to each other and keep headbanging.